All of the ALGS Year 4 details just dropped, so let's sit down, go through all of the information about what is to come in the 4th year of the ALGS. Let's start with the format. We are going to be following basically the same format that we followed in ALGS Year 3. The ALGS Year is going to start with those pre-season qualifiers. We're going to head into a 30-team Pro League in 4 regions. We'll talk about that slightly later. We're going to have 2 in-person LAN events for playoffs. Then we're going to have that season-ending ALGS Championship. We're also going to see challenger circuits. We're going to see regional finals as well. Prize pool is also staying the same for the 4th year of the ALGS. We're going to see $5 million across all of those events. The 2 playoffs will have a $1 million prize pool, and the ALGS Championship, we're going to have that still the same $2 million prize pool. And the format for regions like South America. There has been a big shift up in the regions that are competing in ALGS Year 4. We have a new region and we have a change to one of our existing regions. The region getting the change is, as everybody has predicted, South America. You may remember that South America was not included in the regions that have a Pro League in the qualifying rules published by EA before the playoffs back in the summer. So what is happening to South America? Well, South America is not going to have a Pro League anymore. They are still going to have 2 LAN spots. We'll talk about what each region is getting later on. Instead, it's going to be run as a challenger circuit. The challenger circuit is going to run out like challenger circuits of the past. 4 events. There's going to be an overall leaderboard, and the top 20 teams from South America across the challenger circuit are going to play a regional finals. That regional finals will have $31,500 in prize pools. The top 2 teams from that regional final, that will be match point by the way, will qualify for the split 1 playoffs. That means that amateur and pro teams will be going head to head. Bit of a throwback to the old style ALGS for anybody who remembers the early days of this competition. China will be joining the ALGS. They are going to have 2 spots at the first split 1 playoffs, and those spots are going to be invite only. There is no challenger circuit, there is no Pro League in China. However, they are going to have 2 slots at LAN. Those teams will be invited. Let's have a look at which teams will be heading to the first LAN event and from which region. We're going to have 12 teams from North America, 8 teams from EMEA, APAC South and APAC North each. 2 of those teams will be from South America, as we just discussed, and then the 2 invited teams from China. That is a bit of a shift towards North America. Obviously, North America started with 10 last year. EMEA also had 10. APAC had 4 at the last time, so that has actually been doubled heading into ALGS Year 4 from the last APAC South slots that were available. Quite a lot of changes, and on balance, I would say probably fair. You know, North America has been very successful. TSM Dark Zero won all of the LAN events that we saw in ALGS Year 3. EMEA as a region has struggled, so probably does deserve to lose some slots, and APAC South, of course, has always felt that they deserve more slots than they were getting. So a big shift up as we head into ALGS Year 4 on the first playoff distribution. Of course, ALGS is keeping the same rule that how regions perform at these in-person LAN events will determine how many slots they get at the subsequent playoff event. So we could see these slots change based on what happens in the first playoffs. When it comes to the ALGS Championship, South America will be guaranteed 1 slot, and there will be 1 slot for an invited Chinese team as well. If any other South America or Chinese teams are in that top 30 on playoff points, the same format that we saw in the previous year of ALGS it's just finished, they will also obviously be invited to compete at the ALGS Championship. One of the most exciting things about the ALGS format is that anyone, literally anyone, me, you, anybody, could qualify for the Pro League or for LAN events like the ALGS Championship just on their own through the challenger circuit. Now that is staying, but they are making a big change in the eligibility of who can play in the ALGS preseason qualifiers and the ALGS challenger circuit. Now previously you had to be ranked Silver 4. Now obviously, that is a low rank in the system, but does still require, a fair amount of time commitment, especially in the new rank system where you can't gain that many points per match. As a result of this adjustment to how ranks are coordinated, obviously we've moved from RP to LP. There's been a number of changes to rank since the last ALGS season. They are completely removing the rank requirement. Now there is still going to be a requirement, so don't think that level 1 players are going to be running around with their default skins competing in the ALGS Challenger circuit. It is now going to be a level based requirement, and that level will be 50. That is of course the level at which ranked is unlocked. So, if you're a new player, if you've never played Apex Legends before, now is the time to get grinding and get to level 50 so you can compete in those pre-season qualifiers and the first ALGS Challenger Circuit split. Now, you might be wondering, so when are these pre-season qualifiers? How long do I have to grind to that new level 50? Pre-season qualifiers will be held on the following dates: November 25th to 27th, December 2nd to December 4th, December 9th to December 11th, and December 16th to 18th, 2023. Pro League will return the weekend of January 20th and 21st, 2024, so still a little bit of a wait before we see the best of the best back in competition, and the first split of the Challenger Circuit that mirrors that Pro League will start on February 3rd, 2024. So you do have quite a bit of time to reach that level cap. All ALGS, Challenger Circuit and preseason qualifier events will run from Saturday to Monday. The finals will be on the Monday. All the qualifiers will take place on Saturday and Sunday. We don't currently have any information on when the first or any of the line events will be held or where they will be held. Obviously, that is information that everybody is always asking for, but the ALGS team has said that that information isn't quite ready, but they will announce it as soon as it is. We also don't know what maps will be played. That has obviously been a major talking point. Will we see Olympus in the ALGS? Potentially. Some might even say probably, but that decision has not been made at this time, or at least it hasn't been announced. So I would expect, if you're preparing for those preseason qualifiers, if you're thinking about you and your team, I would expect to assume that we might be playing any of the maps, so maybe try and get as much practice as you can in rank. We want to know, what do you think of the details of ALGS Year 4? Are you excited? Are you going to be competing? Are you happy that perhaps the rank requirement has gone? Now you don't have to grind ranked if you don't want to. You can just play casual games, mixtape, whatever, to prepare for your ALGS events. Leave a comment down below, and do you think that ALGS Year 4 will once again be dominated by the CEO and his teammates over at TSM? Thank you very much for listening. Stay tuned to Esports GG for all of the information as it drops on when those LAN events will be, and good luck if you're choosing to compete in ALGS Year 4.